I heard what my girlfriend was saying to her sister. I was about to ask her to marry me. We'd been dating for 2 years. She always said that her free-spirited lifestyle made it hard for her to keep a job, but we always had fun together and laughed. She didn't seem to think any differently than I did that we belonged together. After going out for a year, we moved in together. She already had 8 jobs. Some of them moved around so quickly that I can't remember where I saw them. She always got a new one, though. That wasn't the only thing that was different. She kept getting my girlfriend's car, which always had a lot of trash in it, mostly empty drink bottles with no added sugar. I cleaned it out for her one morning before she went to work. There was a dead phone and a charger in her glove box when I opened it. It was on the table while I made breakfast after I brought it inside. While she was downstairs, she saw the phone and stopped moving. She didn't say a word to me. It was found while I was cleaning her car, and I asked if we could give it to my nephew to play games on. In a whisper, she cleared her throat and said that she likes to have a backup phone in case hers breaks, since she is known to break phones. I agreed with her, and even though I thought she was acting strangely, I didn't bring it up with her while we ate. After some thought, I chose to wait until I had another chance to find the phone and plug it in to check for anything fishy. Since she already had a working phone, I really thought this was just a backup that wouldn't have anything interesting or up to date on it. I checked the glove box again the next time I had a chance, but the phone was not there. That was strange. She moved it so I couldn't find it again. I lied and said I was going upstairs to sleep when her sister came over that night to hang out. I climbed to the top of the stairs to listen to what they had to say. I felt stupid, but I also knew she would say something about what was going on. The air felt different. After 20 minutes, my wife told her she had to ask her something. I paid close attention as she asked her sister if having a lot of boyfriends in a short amount of time was bad. Sis was confused, so I told her that she didn't need to worry about this since she had been dating me for almost 2 years. After some thought, my girlfriend told me that she's had an affair with every job she's had while she's been dating me. It hurt so badly that I had to cover my mouth and gasp. Her sister was also shocked. She asked my girlfriend how many that was, but she didn't know. I was scared to death by the steps and didn't know what to do next. She then said she couldn't help it because the thought of sleeping with someone who wasn't expecting it made her so happy. Following a few sleeps with them, she would get bored and want to leave, but she didn't think she could quit her job and break up with them. If this was what she liked, her sister asked why she stayed with me for so long. She told him she had to find a place to live since she was too old to live with her parents. I was very angry. I didn't want to wait any longer to talk to her about it. Then I told her to leave my house right away when I came in. Being scared, she and her sister begged me to let her explain or give her a chance to start over and grow up. I told her I wasn't going to let her use me for another second. Before they left, I told her she looked gross and should get checked for STDs. I was also checked, and I'm so glad I went with her the whole time because I felt safe. We knew for sure that we weren't ready to have children. She was living with another bad person only 3 months after I left her. She called to tell me she had an STD, and I let her have it a little longer. But that wasn't the only bad luck she was going to get. She got pregnant with someone from her job at Subway. What a sad and weak woman. I'm sorry it took me so long to find out what she was up to, but I'm glad I did before I asked her to marry me. I'm much more aware now that I'm dating again, and I don't try to hide what I've been through because I don't want to come off as jealous or overprotective. Oh, what you've been through is pretty bad. It's hard to believe that your lady cheated on you so many times without thinking about it. Without a doubt, she wasn't grown enough to be with anyone seriously. You can choose to give your whole life to the person you love when you find them. Using your fantasy and role-playing games is a much better way to keep things exciting than cheating on the person you should respect and honor. I'm so glad you did what you felt. You were interested enough to listen in and learn what you needed to know. Then you didn't think twice about talking to her when you were ready. That person should stay strong and end the connection. That is the best thing they can do for their future. You'll be called a pushover and get cheated on again if you forgive your cheating partner. Thanks for telling this story. The second story for today is now here. My wife, who is 30, has been modeling and competing in beauty pageants since she was 3 years old. I thought she was the greatest woman in the world when I met her for the first time. She was beautiful, kind, and honest. She was so believable, but I now know that her mother raised her to be a low-level liar. I learned that my wife only married me to make sure she had money. A lot of money was in my bank account when I was told I had cancer. People said I had very little chance of living, even though I was very fit and healthy. I didn't believe this diagnosis. I thought I could beat the illness and get rid of it for good. I kept dating, and I told every woman I met about my diagnosis. Most women had a good time with me that night and then told me they couldn't get married and then watch their partner die. Even though it was hard, I knew I would make it through. I was thrilled when I met a beautiful woman who wanted to marry me even though she had cancer. In her mind, I knew I could get through it. Faster than I thought, we got married after a year. I thought she loved me, and I wanted her to be my wife before my time was up. Not long after that, she would get rude to me, which I didn't know. She spent a lot of nights at my house, but not as often as she used to because she wasn't fully moving in with me. I didn't worry about what to do for long. I just showed up at her place out of the blue. Once I got there, I saw a different car and knew it was the one. She was lying. Even though it hurt, I couldn't help but wonder if she was lying the whole time we were dating. I know that little voice told me I shouldn't have married her, but I did. I heard moving upstairs when I came in with the extra key she kept in her car. I went up and opened the bedroom door on purpose. They screamed and stopped being mean. It made me feel worse than I thought it would when I saw her acting that way with someone else. AP attacked me, but she yelled at him to stop. He looked more like the kind of guy my wife would marry. He looked at her, confused and angry, as she yelled at me that he didn't mean anything to her and that she wanted to go home with me right away. The look of fear in her eyes made her want to tell AP that she would lose hundreds of thousands of dollars if he didn't go along with it, but she couldn't. She tried to get away quickly with me. He wouldn't stand for that and asked what the hell was going on. I didn't say much until I was sure I would be heard. She didn't want to lie in front of us, so she left and said we'd talk again at my house. At the end, AP got angry and frustrated, so he left. I told him everything. She called her mom at my house, but she didn't know that I had a camera set up in case she came back. Putting on fake tears, she told her that the check she told her about was taking a lot longer than she thought to get to her. The way she asked her mother for a $5,000 loan made her sound like a whiny child. Her mom agreed right away and asked how that nice guy AP was doing. She thought he was great, but his last job didn't pay him as much as he had hoped. She told her daughter that she earned the best and shouldn't settle for anything less. I was shocked at how shallow and pointless these women sounded as I watched this movie. They did not belong there at all. They only got this far in life because they looked good. They only cared about the surface, and they would lie to get what they thought they earned, even if it hurt other people. She was gone when I got home, so I filed for divorce. Putting the video of her talking to her mom online was the best way for me to get back at her. People thought AP might have been committing insurance fraud too, since she said he didn't get paid as much as he thought he would for his last job. They might have been working together, and AP was playing when I met him. This idea didn't make sense to me, but I did tell the cops about it all with his information and the video I got. But I never heard from the cops. If they've done this to other people before, I hope they'll be caught. Strangers on the web weren't done yet, though. The people I don't know made fun of my ex for being a terrible person. People I don't know sent me money to help pay my hospital bills. They couldn't believe this woman used me while I was sick with cancer. She became well known as a woman who should never turn into someone like her. I scared her. I missed a lot of job chances for her. No business wanted her to promote their goods because she was known to be a bad person. She moved away and didn't do much. Her life was normal and not very exciting. I am proud to say that I have beat cancer. Since then, I have gotten married again and had a child. My family and I run races together, and I'm glad I get to be a part of that. OP, I am so happy that you found out the truth about your wife. Sorry she lied to you and used you. She seems like a selfish girl who only cares about herself. Thank goodness you trusted your gut and found out about the affair. It would be really sad to find out if they used this money love scam on other people. You've already made it through something really scary that nature can do. No matter what comes up in the future, I know you can handle it. You have another chance to find the woman you should love. I think you can find love if you talk to each other honestly and are loyal. A woman who doesn't want to take advantage of you but wants to be your real, loving wife and give you the peace and happiness you deserve. Because you were so careful and set up a hidden camera, your ex will always be seen as a source of shame.